Oh, right. Oh, that was a massive voice crack. Okay, that's better. What is up, everyone? Welcome to the first Soulhenge broadcast in color and in stereo. So, yeah, 31 people watching already. So, welcome, everyone. Good evening, good morning, whatever. So, yeah, here we are for the first live stream. First of all, I want to thank Yannick for the gear, which without it would not be possible. So, very happy to make this first live stream here for you guys. So, yeah, let's talk about this, shall we? I mean, you want to know what this is, or you know what it is. Okay, so let's talk about the project. I have a dream or an idea in my head, which is I want to have a guitar where I can write my music, my riffs and stuff, but which is also my Midi tool, my Midi writing tool. So I want to make a guitar with a Midi pickup. That is my idea. However, it is not that easy. So yeah, greetings from all over the place. Okay, nice. Yes, so that is the guitar, an Ibanez Gem Junior. Look at it. It could not be more yellow. Let me tell you this, it is very, very, very yellow. So yeah, I got this week actually, and I bought it again used on eBay Kleinanzeigen for, was it 380 euros. It is in absolute mint condition. The owner bought it new in August, so second owner, he never played it. It's absolutely mint. I must say though, my first impressions are really good. The guitar is very, very nice. The finish is really nice. However, the fretwork is not the best. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer because I don't know if you can hear that now, but yeah, it's really dead up here. So that is something I want to sort. So we're going to do a fret leveling on this, which I've never done before on a guitar that I've not built. So yeah, let's talk about the MIDI bit of the project. So yeah, I've got this thing here. This is a Roland GK kit. It is a MIDI pickup kit that you can install into the guitar with all the knobs being nicely arranged in the guitar with an output and stuff. However, I realized too late that you have to stay in the Roland ecosystem for this. So you have to use Roland gear or a Roland converter because this is 13-pin signal. It's not technically MIDI because it's not a 5-pin signal. So yeah, that's kind of a problem right now. I have been thinking about the Fishman Triple Connect now to make it happen. However, this cannot be integrated into the guitar, and I absolutely want to have something that can be integrated into the guitar without a cable being like right where your armrest and stuff. But yeah, so far for the project, let me see if there are any comments. Who buys a guitar never plays it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know these people. They're just weird people. Damn, that guitar on the right looks DIY. Yeah, it does. It looks weird, right? Yeah, anyways. I recommend you the Elgato Camlink. Really clear pick. Okay, we'll consider that, thanks. Okay, so yeah, so much for that project. To continue, let's crack open the code one with the boys and girls, okay? So, first of all, cheers. You just joined. should I start over? Well, I'm gonna play some more licks later on, so if you have any questions, just shoot them ahead. Favorite synth? Well, I just own one, and that is my Behringer Poly D. So that's obviously my favorite, but the synth world is really having gas for synths lately, and lots of the Behringer stuff is just so cool. I just want to get it because it looks cool and it all has twisty knobs and stuff. So yeah. Favorite synth plugin is the Arturia Mini V, by the way. And I have the according Midi keyboard for that, but it doesn't really work with the plugin. The keys work, but the knobs don't. So yeah, whatever. Bottoms up. Cheers. ML Sound Lab. I do have their best IR in the world, which is free, which is really good. It fits basically into any mix. I have not tried the plugins because my computer is too old. So yeah, and I'm running on Mac, so it's a story for another video. So I haven't tried it, but it sounds good from what I've heard on demos. It's called SAS. Okay. My strings for 7-string guitars. Usually the Dario 11-64 NYXL, which are quite expensive, I must admit, but they just last super long. And I'm a person who doesn't like to change strings every week. I sometimes leave them on for months even, if it's a guitar that I'm not recording with. So yeah. Did you end up changing the pickups on that 550, which is that guitar? No, actually not. I still like that guitar how it is and how it sounds. I must say that when I switch from this to that, this sounds much darker than this one. This is much spikier. These are the Infinity pickups by Ibanez, and this is the V8 and V7, yes. And but they sound more mature and more prestige-like to me. Thoughts on Hapa's guitars? I've never tried one, so yeah, it would be nice to have one on the channel at some point. How does the Fishman stuff work for Midi? Good question. Well, it works differently than the Roland stuff. It's basically easy. It's more 2020 up to date in my opinion. It's just a single how do you call it, hexaphonic pickup. So it has a pickup for each string, and the converter which sits on your guitar sends out a MIDI signal of USB that is USB usable. So it's basically just like this board. It's plug and play, which is really nice. Oops, sorry. I agree, you have the red and the blue, okay. Basically the same guitars. Well, yeah, you know, what are these? It's twice the same thing almost. That's the thing about RGs or Ibanez's. It's like candy, you know? You get them in millions of different colors and flavors. In the end, it's the same thing, like just sugar or an RG, but you just want to try them all and have them all. My 7-string guitar using 8-string set and not using the thickest. Not using the thickest string. Okay. Isn't that a bit wasteful? But if you feel doing so. By the way, do I still study in Heidelberg? Yes, I am in Heidelberg right now. That's why the internet is so good. I would have done live streaming so much earlier, especially during the first lockdown, but my internet is so bad at home that it was just not possible. So yeah, still studying. here in Heidelberg. Hey, how are you getting on the body shape on the Venus? Do you have a plate in classical position? I must admit, for classical position, it is not ideal, to be fair. It's Strandberg or like this shape is better for that, but I don't know, I can live with it. So let's say it like this. For standard C, is it really necessary to have a baritone on extended range guitar? I don't think so, because I am on drop C on that guitar for, yes, it's 26.5. This one is 25.5 inch and on low B, drop B. So, and I mean, regular 7-string guitars are 25.5 inch on the scale as well. So just get thicker strings. How often do you yeet your guitar while recording stuff? Well, all the time. Hey man, how are you? I'm fine, thanks, peace. Will you ever own a Fender May? They're the most amazing instrument I've ever seen. Yeah, they are. The one that Cohen sent me, that I had on the channel. Man, I had a hard time putting that back into the case and shipping it back to him, because that was top cream de la cream. What are you studying? I am studying literature actually, and I have to read quite a lot at the moment, so yeah, so much for that. German literature, by the way, comparative literature, if you will. So opinion on Ibanez Axion label line. If I'm completely honest with you, I'm not a big fan of the Ibanez models of the recent years that are not prestige, which means made in Japan, unlike this one. I think the quality has dropped. I've tried a few in the store, and there were some really crappy ones, and not just one. And the fact that this is a guitar that was the first owner paid 490 euros for this, and it has bad fret leveling, which is like, you know, and I don't know where the Axion label series is sitting there, but I don't know, I wouldn't buy a guitar that I haven't played. Just like this one, you know. Mannheim studying producing at Pop Academy. Okay, write some stuff together sometime. Yeah, why not? I mean, if lockdown is not happening again and Corona and stuff. I'm considering doing a DIY guitar, very nice, but I can't afford bare knuckle pickups. What pickups do you recommend that hopefully are similar? Yeah, I mean, you don't have to put, you know, 300 euros worth of bare knuckle pickups into a guitar that was worth 300 euros of making. So, sorry. I haven't tested them, so take it with a grain of salt, but I've heard good things about the Iron Gear pickups that you can get from Axtech from the UK. I think they are £60 a set, I think, which is not a lot, and they are decent. So for a first guitar, I think there can't be anything wrong with them. Have you tried a Music Man Majesty? Nope, sorry. Yeah, of course I love the feel of Ibanez, so, but I would love to try Majesty at some point. Soulhenge, is it like Stonehenge? Actually, yes. That was like 15-year-old me searching for a name, so that was cool at the time. So Souls and Stonehenge, you know, henge, the circle. So yeah, that's how the name formed. Thoughts on Ibanez made in Indonesia? Nothing wrong with them. This one is made in Indonesia too. But I would say there's a difference of them being made like before 2010 and after 2010. This one is, I don't know, very new, recent, and I think the quality is not as good as the 2005 or later, or you know, that year periods. These were just so solid guitars. Good fretwork, absolutely bonkers quality. This is too very nicely made, except for the frets. So yeah, I would, it's the best thing is just to buy a guitar that you can test, honestly, although it's something I never do. Good guitar for under 400 for fast playing. I guess 400 monies, but yeah. So I don't know. This is a shreds guitar, although I can't shred, but if I could. What happened to Discord? Yeah, the server disappeared. I decided to take it down because it just wasn't what I imagined how I would like to interact with you guys. So that is why this live streaming is happening, and there will be more live streams in the future. Sorry. Okay, just give me a minute. There are lots of comments dropping here. Ever tried GOC, GOC? I don't know. GOC guitars? No. Although I know someone in Luxembourg who owns two, so I have to ask him if he can lend me one of his babies to try out. I've been in touch with them. They weren't interested in having a sponsorship or letting me try one, which is fair enough. I mean, they have a lot of artists already, so I think they're doing fine already. Your opinion on EMG pickups. If you asked me this question, I don't know, 8 to 10 years ago, yes, all the yes for EMG pickups. I mean, the guitar wasn't metal if it didn't have EMG pickups. So I think my opinion has changed. Also, you know, just as active to passive in general. So I'm the passive guy now. But my RGA8 still has the active blackouts by Seymour Duncan, which is great, and just for the really heavy stuff, it's just nice. Don't like the paint finish on my LTD's neck. Would it be hard or worth it to completely refinish it with tongue oil? Yeah, I mean, if you could sand off the paint, you could, but the thing is, if it's a neck through guitar, where would you, you know, stop sanding? It would be quite tricky, I think. So yeah, maybe you can degloss it, you know, take a Scotch-Brite pad or so, tape it off where you want the, you know, glossiness to remain on the body or so, and then just, you know, sand it down so that it's not glossy anymore. Maybe that helps, but yeah, would be an idea. Do you know who makes a 29 fret 7-string guitar? No, I don't, but I mean, would be a project for the future if I'm a luthier, so I could build you one at some point. Oh, by the way, I forgot, so let me take out my super fancy banner here. There's a donation link in the description, so if you feel like donating something to this channel, feel free to click the PayPal donation link in the description below. Cheers on that. By the way, this is Luxembourgish beer and it's really nice. So yeah, I'm importing Luxembourgish beer to Germany. Spezialkleber, right. The color of your guitar is very positive. It is indeed, and I like bright colors for some reason. I don't know, just they make your day nicer. Have you ever seen a Gittler guitar? If so, would you consider making one? I actually don't know what it is, so let me just Google that. Guitar. Oh, okay. Yeah, like a super lightweight travel style guitar, I think. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Favorite band? Thornhill. That's all I'm gonna say. Thornhill from Australia. Do you think Fishmans will suffer the same fate as EMGs? I don't think so. They are just too advanced to, you know, I think they fit really well into our times now. So I don't see them, I don't know, fade away into the unknown past at some point. I think they are the start of, you know, future generations of guitar pickups, in my opinion. So we will look back and say, you know, remember back then when Fishman started that thing with these weird pickups. Which metal guitar players inspire your rhythm-based playing? It started with Björn Gelotte from In Flames. Generally just In Flames as a band too, but you know, Björn was a really riff-oriented guy, so that's where I got the riffing from. Then, I started to be a total Monuments maniac, and the right hand of John Brown is like my, I don't know, my cross for the Christ. It's like, but yeah. So John Brown for rhythm playing, I would say. And in the last 2 to 3 years, it's been Rebea. But Rebea Masad has been just influencing me overall, you know, in sound, lead, chords, everything. Favorite best concert experience? First Euroblast that I've been to with Yannick in 2013. It was just, you know, it was that phase where Gent was fairly new and that hype thing, and you've got all these bands that are not really known, but they are just so amazing and they have these sounds that you haven't heard before. And then you go to that festival in Cologne and you just meet people who are listening to the same music than you are. And it's this small, tiny festival with that Ibanez booth where you can just pick up 8-string guitars and noodle around. And it's like the most proggy gent festival. And I mean, that experience, the bands were outstandingly good. The sound of that PA was unreal. And yeah, best experience ever. I'm donating, bro. Thanks for the endless free therapeutic content. Never stop. Thank you so much. I'm going to check if the donation is coming in. Hopefully I'm going to see that and going to be able to thank you, because it's not going to show here in the video. It's time for a beer again. Cheers, man. Ah, so nice. Thoughts on Rebea's Chapman guitars? Yes, you have not seen this or might have seen this. I got myself the Rebea standard baritone to try out against the Gretsch baritone, can't remember, G5260 is the name, I don't know, just Electromatic. It's weird to remember, but unfortunately the guitars arrived damaged because of transportation, so it had a cracked neck here. It was still playable, but yeah, not really good to judge the quality overall, and it was a B stock. So overall, I think the guitar, if it was new and undamaged, it would have been really, really nice. However, it wasn't on the level than my ML1 Pro that I had in the beginning of the year, which I had to send back because of a fretwork issue. I really missed that guitar because that guitar was so sick. The gnarl in the low end was unreal. So I have to try another one. Are you going to make a fan fret? Absolutely. I am planning on building a fan fret next year as my next build, as my fourth build. Already working on the plan. So multi-scale is definitely on the list. Do you fancy tellies like Stephen Carpenter ones? Totally. I mean, there's nothing more classy than a metal Telecaster or Telecaster style guitar. I really like them. Never owned one because I'm addicted to Ibanez guitars somehow, but they are really nice. What do you use for mixing and mastering? What do you mean exactly? The plugins, or I mean, I am mixing and mastering in Logic, and I'm just using a variety of plugins, Logic intern plugins, a lot of the Isotope stuff, and more recently stuff by Overloud, the gems from Overloud. By the way, I can't tell you much, but I am working kind of with Overloud on future videos and future content. So you will see some more of the Overloud audio tools in the future. Paint an Ibanez in yellow. I did that. Check out my first video, my first video series on that. And after that, when you mod the Ibanez 7-string, how much you spend in that on those modifications. Okay. I mean, that series was sponsored by Hipshot and by Guitarmery Pickups, sorry, from the US. Shout out to Michael if you're watching, I don't know. But yeah, so it would have been a lot of money, I must say. Would have been an expensive project and a lot of time. So yeah, I mean, swapping the hardware and pickups are usually the most, premium things if you really buy some decent stuff. So expect some costs there. Favorite Seymour Duncan pickups for modern metal? Now, I haven't tried that many Seymour Duncans in my life, but I've recently played the Mayonas, and it had the Nazgul and Sentient, and it just bites. It's just like super aggressive, but very spicy cleans as well. So yeah, and I really liked the ones that were in my Charvel, which were the actually I had to look that up. Because I can't remember, but that model that is in the Charvel is really nice because it's not that, it is high output, but not that extreme, and more for my taste, so in between the metal and rock thing. Best affordable guitar? I mean, nowadays there are so many guitars out there under 500 euros or under 400 euros or even less. I think the best deals are used guitars. I like to buy used because you can buy higher quality for less money than new, but there's the risk that the guitar is worn and stuff. Yeah, I would say used Ibanez guitars are usually a really nice bang for the buck. Like in the 200 to 300 euro range or a bit more, you can get something really decent. An Ibanez with the Infinity pickups, or even better, the Quantum pickups by Ibanez. Nothing wrong with them, in my opinion. And usually the Indonesian made ones from, as I said, in the 2000s to like 2010 in that area are very nice guitars. If I tried DiMarzio, yes, I had a set of DiMarzio deactivators. Oh, what's happening? What is happening? Oops, Okay. I hope we're back live again. There was a cutout. Okay. Back to the DiMarzios. I had a set of DiMarzio deactivators in my 7-string RG, like, I don't know, 5-6 years back, which were not as good as the MGs that it had. And Yannick will certainly be an expert of the deactivators in the comments. I don't know, not my favorite cup of tea, if you say that like that. Does your band plan on making an official music video? If you're talking about Soulhenge, I don't think so, because we're not active anymore for the last 4 years. If you're talking about me and my band No Ostriches, which is just me, there are videos out there already, and there is a video coming up in the next months. We are still brainstorming about how and when, and you know, time for another sip, if you ask me. You know what, let me just put away that guitar. And we're going to noodle around later on. So, yeah. How old are you and how long have you been playing guitar? I am 25 and I've been playing electrical guitar for around 10 years now. But I've started even earlier with classical guitar. So, yeah, quite some time. Sorry if I ask again, I've missed it. Your recommendations for a recording beginner. What do you mean exactly? Software, guitar, plugins? So, I don't know what you mean. Aristides. Yes. Awesome guitars. They were on Euroblast 20... Yannick, when was it? 15, 16? I think 16. And I did an interview with them. So if you search Aristides interview Euroblast, you will find me blabbering. So yeah, fun times. And I tried that guitar and it's stunning because it's not made of wood, and it's a really nice concept, really futuristic concept in my opinion. All right. Fishman Fluence Modern Abasi, or Abasi respectively, versus any Simo Duncan for me. That is hard. I tried the Abasis once in the Mark line. Very special pickups because of the two voicings. Generally, the Fluences by Fishman. Hard choice. I mean, it's a different sound. I think the Fishmans sound really clinical and precise. And if you are more like the emotional type of guy and you want some dirt in your tone, then I think that's when you drink on live streams. I think traditional pickups will do better here. I saw once you made a review on an Overload. Yes, it's Overload. Overload guitar. Where is it? I can't find it anymore. Yeah, bit of a longer story behind that guitar and the video. That was mine, actually. It was a Themis 8 custom headless that I've waited 10 months for to be built. It was an incredible guitar. It just had the fretwork was very good. It was just the fret ends were not as I was expecting on a custom guitar, because the fret ends were filed in a way that the fretboard was quite visibly damaged around the fret ends, you know, and that's something I don't like. And yeah, just got rid of the guitar then. I've sold it to a guy in Germany, which I think still has it. I don't know. Gear you wished you never got rid of. Good question. I think usually I don't regret selling anything, even if it was really nice and I liked using it. If the time has come and I decide to sell something, it is usually fine and I don't regret it. I do regret a bit sending that Chapman ML1 Pro Modern back, because that grind of that low end was unreal, and I think they are discontinued by now, but yeah, here we are. But I mean, I've been owning quite a few guitars now, and if I think back, not really. Maybe the Kiesel Vanquish, maybe, but only because you ask now. If I would think about it. Okay, to get back to that question from beforehand, in terms of audio card, software plugins, what do you recommend for recording for beginners? Yeah, free stuff. That is so much free stuff online available. Free plugins, free software even to record, free DAWs. So I'm recording and playing on a Mac, which is a bit more specific. I could use Reaper, but I got used to Logic 10 years ago, or I don't know, 8 years ago, so I just kept using it. I would say Reaper plus lots of free plugins that are out there. I think Reaper comes with intern plugins as well. It's not free though, it's like $60, but that's fine to me, I think. And yeah, just free stuff all the way. If I'm thinking about selling my own made guitars, yes, of course, I'm thinking about it a lot, and there is a lot going on in my head about that. So the quality is not quite there yet to sell these things. These are, made with love. They play nice. This one especially plays fantastic and sounds nice. It has a little bit of fret boss still, but I wouldn't dare sending this to a customer who paid, I don't know, 1,500 euros. Just would not be satisfied with myself. So I'm planning on doing a little scholarship at Crimson Guitars next year to get my level really where it should be. And yeah, then we might talk about orders and stuff. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, for the people that joined later than in the first 5 minutes, the new project revealed. So for you, let's just wrap it up again for those people who missed it. This is the new project guitar. A used Ibanez Gem Junior that I bought from eBay Kleinanzeigen this week. And the plan was, or is, to make this a Midi guitar as well. So installing a Midi pickup. And I have the Roland GK kit here, which is a Midi pickup set that is designed to be integrated into the guitar. So it's really nice and clean looking with all the switches being in the guitar and stuff. However, you have to stay within the Roland ecosystem. You have to use Roland gear. That is something I didn't realize when ordering this. So yes, this has a different connector. This has the 13-pin cable. Midi is 5-pin. So you either need a converter, which are not, these are not quite cheap, or you just have to use Roland gear, which is not what I want. I would prefer to have something like the Fishman Triple Play Connect, which makes the pickup or the Midi signal ready via USB, just to send it into the computer and just use it like one of these MIDI controllers, like plug and play. But yeah, so I would love to have the clean look of this, but with the connectivity of the Fishman. And I will need to think about this, what I'm going to do. Yeah, for now, this is an awesome guitar and I enjoy playing it, although it has some fret buzz. Yeah. Just want to say thank you when you were using the Line 6 HD 500. Yeah, great unit. Enjoyed the patches you upload. The ambient tones, I still try to create those again and again on different processors. That is true. You can say about the pod HD modeling what you want, but some of these clean tones with those pitch, effects are almost impossible to recreate on other modelers or software. I think these are so unique to the pod family that, yeah, I do understand why John Brown still has his pod XT in the studio because of that tone. Oof. Favorite YouTube channels, guitar stuff and others. Oof, so many. YouTube is my life. Spending way too much time on YouTube. Guitar related, I would say Rabea Masad. First of all, I really have to think. Paul Davids, to name the big ones. Plague Scythe Studios, which you maybe know. Cheers to Ryan. Really nice content, really long, elaborate, discussive content. I really like that. I don't know, man. Many others, which I just can't think of right now. And all those non-guitar related. I'm watching a lot of Technology Connections lately because of Yannick. So thanks, man. Another addiction. Modeling, tube, or software. So, okay, nice question. But yeah, so let's say digital or analog, that's the question. I love digital. I always have. Digital has become so good that there is almost no reason than using digital except for maybe emotional reasons and having something physical to touch and just to say, it's mine. Look at what I bought. And yeah, and okay, and gigs and stuff. You could use your MacBook and load the Pliny software and just play a gig. You could, but yeah. What happened to the Squier mod project? The project was done for me. So actually, when the project was done and I had my dream Strat, I didn't caught myself playing it all that much for some reason. I got rid of the guitar with the original neck. I still have the neck from Warmouth, and I'm starting to think again to buy something different to put that neck on. So yeah, maybe next year. Man, your pronunciation is so clear. You are British, I guess. You are using some special easy words, aren't you? What do you mean by special easy words? And no, I'm not British, but I got the British accent because I want to, because I prefer it over the American accent. No harm there, but yeah. Someone says he thinks I'm Swiss. A good guess though, but I'm not. I'm actually from Germany. No, I'm not. We wrote each other in English until now. I'm not German, but I do study German literature, so I'm absolutely fluent in German, but I'm from Luxembourg. What is your favorite tuning? I think that's easy to answer, and that is drop B on the 6th string, which I have here. This one is in standard drop D. This is drop C, but drop B is what I prefer for reasons. I think it's the perfect balance between low and the aggressiveness, but I want to keep the clarity in the chords for my music. So I started using drop B for noir switches, and I will keep just using it. Thoughts on camper? Yes, good question. I have mixed feelings about the camper, and I will say a camper is something for people that, I think for producing people, recording people, working in a studio, that was a weird pronunciation. I had a camper in 2014 for a couple of weeks. And what I thought was the unit itself is not really usable. You buy the camper because of the profiling feature, and to profile your €1,000 worth rigs, you know, and take those live on stage with you, but not for. I don't see myself using a camper, you know, at home. It's not to tweak around with the knobs. So I like to twist the knobs. So for that, I would go for a Helix, or I don't know, just try the Helix. So yeah. Do you consider getting private build requests? I do, but not yet. Maybe next year when my quality is right. Okay, let me grab my beer. How many guitars do you own at the moment? Good question. I don't have an answer for it because I don't really know. So let me count. The RGA8, the Carvin 7-string, this, my first 2 builds, so that's 5, this 6, 7, and that's it, and 2 basses, and an acoustic guitar, and my first classical guitar. Yeah, that's about it. Amp plus cabinet or modeling effects plus studio monitors. Depends on the situation, I think. Of course, it's nice to have an amp and a cab and really feel the air moving. But in this room, I don't know if you can hear it. You can probably. The echo is terrible, especially from the ceiling. It's like a blank surface and blank walls everywhere, naked walls. The acoustics are terrible. So, and I have neighbors there. So no fucking way I'm going to use a cab in here. So I have my interface here. That's all I have, and headphones. So yeah, that's all I have. But it sounds pretty good. So I think on that point, let's do some jams. But beforehand, somebody, yes. Oh, that is really cool. Give me a second. So, what the? Okay, that is wild. Okay, so I can't pronounce the name. I'm really sorry. So it's from Shafet Hossein. Thank you so much for the donation. 40 bloody euros. That is wild. That is really wild. So thank you so much for that. And there is one more, I think. Oh, by Yannick Kohl, €6.66. That is satanic. So thank you so much, you two, for the donations. Thank you so much. In case you haven't noticed, there is a, look at this lovely banner. It's like a news flash. There is a PayPal donation link in the description if you want to donate some money. Of course, if you want to support me long term, you can do that on Patreon and get some more, you know, just some candy and goodies. Sometimes I post a video when I'm doing something, just like, you know, having my phone and just blabbering to the phone in one take. So if that is something you fancy, then I'd suggest you go over to Patreon. But yeah, What's up in the comments? Schnoot my nuts. Did you miss? You did miss it, or maybe you did. But this is the new project guitar. So for those again, just very quickly, new product guitar, Jam Junior, and I want to put a MIDI pickup into this guitar so I can use it like a MIDI keyboard, but by playing guitar. So yeah, this I planned on making this happening, the Roland kit, which is nicely integrated, but as I said before, it has the disadvantage that you have to use Roland gear with it. It's not MIDI per se. So yeah, we're going to talk about that in the coming videos, but yeah. I'm sure everyone's sick of COVID talk, but yeah, I mean, come on, for a brief moment we can talk about it. How are things where you're from? Are you under lockdown? I am in Germany right now. It is... everything is pretty much closed except for, you know, supermarkets and stuff. And you can't see you can see other people, but not more than from one household, I think. And then maximum 2 or 3. So you can see other people, but you should not, or you should avoid it. In Luxembourg, this situation is a bit different. All shops are open like normal, like during summer, with all the hygiene stuff. But I think we're getting a new lockdown as well. So yeah. So watching your channel, I'm interested in building a guitar myself. Any books or web pages worth checking out? Is it better to use hand tools or try and use CNC for a first time build? I mean, if you have a CNC and you have some experience with it, use it. If you don't have one, I would not get a CNC for a first guitar build. I mean, you can try it, and if you're really dedicated to build guitars, why not? But yeah, the best source to knowledge about building guitars is Crimson Guitars here on YouTube. So go watch Ben Crow build stuff. It is amazing. I love him, not only because he's British, but because he's explaining well and just a super skilled luthier. So yeah. And that also answers this question, I hope. Yeah. The right amount of guitars is the current number of guitars in your collection plus 1. And we got another donation from Charles Hatto, €6.90. Thank you so much, buddy. So cheers on that. Yeah. Why not just use an amp with a reactive load NIRs? Good point. That's what I do sometimes. I had my PRS in here when I bought it, and I had my torpedo captor, and that works very nicely. So if you really need to have your tube head with you, an IR loader is really handy. Yeah. I dropped the F-bomb, yeah. So if the video gets demonetized, so be it. Planning on getting some acoustic treatment for your room. I was thinking about it, but I don't think so. I won't be here longer than next summer, which is a while, but I will just have to work on my master's thesis in that time, and I don't know, I don't want to ruin the walls because they have been freshly painted, so just want to leave them like they are. So yeah. String gauge that I use for B tuning on a 25.5-inch scale length. I have them here. I can show you them. Yep. It is this set. It's the D'Addario EXL 127 7-string set without the high string, obviously. And that has been working perfectly for me for, I don't know, a couple of years already. Yes. I was sent this just yesterday. I got a pedal back from him, and he got me this shirt, so I thought I'd wear it. If I ever will do Skype teaching, I've done that already. I think it was last year over Skype, yeah, where I think it was Juan, yes, who had the lesson with me, which was really nice. And I think that is something I could think about offering in the future. So yeah. Suggestion on writing music. I often feel stuck from continuing the riff I wrote to become one full song. I can absolutely feel you. You are not alone. I think that is absolutely normal to be stuck. How to get unstuck? I must admit I haven't really found a recipe yet to get unstuck. I don't know, I think during the lockdown I wrote 2 to 3 songs. I think it was in 2 weeks, which is enormous for me from start to finish. And I just had so much in my head that I had to let go, and I wasn't really thinking about writing the music. It came like out of nowhere somehow. So don't push yourself, because that is not leading you anywhere. Just if you feel it, and if the riff feels nice, you usually hear something in your head that comes afterwards. So yeah. That hair and the mustache, you look like a... Who is that? Pinot Forestier. Okay. Yeah, maybe. No, I don't think so. Somebody recently told me I would look like Pliny, especially with that guitar. Sorry. But yeah. Have you looked at the Line 6 Ajax Stomp stuff? No, I haven't, but yeah, will do that in the future. But I was thinking it's the same Ajax software with less knobs and less ins and outs. So yeah. Do you or did you play in bands, or do you producing with writing by yourself? I used to play and write and rehearse. Play shows with the band called Soulhenge, which is the name of this channel. We played our last show in 2016 and haven't been active since then. And that's when No Ostriches started to gain, my interest and my attention. So I really enjoy writing alone. However, at some point I want to experience like the full band writing process experience, because it's just something different. But yeah, you can see there's a video of us playing live at a pretty big show. If you type in Soulhenge live at Screaming Fields 2016, there you can hear us playing with live and stereo audio. Very nice. I was waiting for that question. What happened to the Harley Benton Dullahan project? Yes. Okay. Well, I started that, and then the lockdown happened, and things happened, and then I didn't learn from my mistakes, and I tried to spray that guitar again, and I messed up the paint job twice, and then I was so pissed with that guitar that it's sitting in a case. So count that to the guitars I own. I still have that one, but it's looking like ass. And it was actually the project that my legendary pickups these copper ones were intended for before they went into the mark line. So yeah, bit of a flop, bit of a fail, I have to admit, but yeah, I'm thinking about building just a new body for that neck, because the neck is great, but the body isn't. Okay, I think I'm going to noodle around. What do you think? So, let's take the baby here and let's play some more stuff, shall we? So, I am using THU by Overloud, and let me just switch my audio so I can't talk anymore, but you will hear my guitar in just a second. Okay, I hope you did not hear those nasty noises. But I don't know, just having some trouble here. All right. So much for that. Yeah, wow, that has been 1 hour of streaming already. So I think let's wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching this first live stream. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. Yeah, this is the new project guitar. Really like it. I will do a video about it, explaining what I want to do, maybe in a couple of weeks. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet. If I'm going to install this or try the Fishman. The thing is, I don't know how these things react even. I haven't even tried one in the guitar before. So yeah, I want to try this first maybe before I start, you know, butchering this guitar and installing this. So yeah, I sometimes swear in French because we speak French in Luxembourg too, or it's one of the official languages. We have a lot of French people in the country, so yeah, we swear in German, Luxembourgish, French, Portuguese, you name it. Yeah, so let's wrap it up there. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to the people who donated. Oh, we've got one more donation from Fabien. Thank you so much. Merci. 10 euros. So yeah, wow, that is really, really nice. So thanks so much for everyone. Thanks for the comments and the nice questions. And I will definitely do another live stream. If you have any ideas for content during the live stream or stuff I can do, if it's somewhat, you know, technically possible. This is a fairly basic setup right now, and but yeah, I'm happy that I can play guitar on the stream. So yeah, cheers, have a good one, and enjoy your evening, or I don't know, for the US people, your afternoon or midday, I don't know, depends on where you are. And yeah, cheers. See you next